International Woman. This is Tom Dawson III, and this is the weekly reading for relationships for the week of August 16th to 22nd. So what learning opportunities might come up? If you haven't been here before, we have three areas: your romantic partner, friends, and colleagues. And we look at the learning opportunity in each area and what you can do about it, and then more details on what's the actual strategy to do it. So these are like this is the judge, how we judge ourselves. It's kind of self-sabotaging behavior. I prefer to call it learning opportunities. And what learning opportunities do we have for the viewer next week? So these three. Okay, and whenever I do these, sometimes the message comes all at once. Sometimes it comes faster than my mouth can keep up with it, and other times it just comes in pieces. So we'll see how it goes today. And what can be done? What can be done? What can be done? Okay. Okay. So with your next week, with your romantic partner, there's this hypervigilant tendency. So that may pop up. Hypervigilant, if you look at the card, they're basically super nervous and nerve-wracked. And hypervigilant thinks about what has been wrong, what is wrong, and what will be wrong. It's this guy's messy. And the message I'm getting is in the next week with your romantic partner, there's something you've been avoiding talking about. And next week there's going to be what might happen if I talk about it. You already know what's going to happen if you don't talk about it, because you already know what this topic is, you know what it's about. You've already been feeling it a little bit, probably some tension in the chest a little bit is the message I'm getting. And this is not it's never the first time. It's never the first time. This is a cyclical pattern. This has happened in the past. There's something you wanted to say, you avoided saying it, and then something crappy happens. And this is the natural reaction. What could go wrong? So what can you do about it? It's saying activate. This is the real you. This is what you naturally do. Now, activating is an amazing tool. What it says is, I'll clarify this on a second. It's saying, okay, in the past, I have wanted to say something to my romantic partner. Now, when it's happened in the past, if I pause that movie in my mind right now and think, oh, what's the voice that went through my head? What's the lie that went through? And based on past experience, when I've actually said what I wanted to say, despite the fact that it was hard and I felt a little shallow breath and a little tension in the body, what did I do? And then imagine, you already know what you want to say. And then imagine the situation coming up, your partner comes home, whatever, and you're like, oh, and then you do it. So by imagining or reimagining these things, you're building that habit of being able to communicate with your romantic partner. And communication with our romantic partner is probably one of the biggest sources of pain for anyone in a relationship. They're the person that knows us best. We know them best. We know their fear. It makes them happy. They know the same thing about us. And when communication is key there, communication is amazing in all other areas of life. Oh, this is your purpose. So that's surprising. People in relationship, especially love and romantic relationships, communication is by far the #1 thing to do. And so by doing this, you are living your purpose. Wow. By living your purpose, you're just a shining example for the rest of the world. So, yeah, amazing. Next, you have your friends. So friends, they're just like the people you consider friends, sometimes just close acquaintances. And it looks like the stickler's coming up. The stickler may come up. The stickler is the perfectionist. There's something you're doing for a friend. You're helping them do something, and there's a little tension there between the two of you, because whatever you're doing for them, you want it to be perfectly perfect. And they're at least in their mind, they're probably thinking, can we get on with this? Can we just go to the next step? And this tendency pops up. Once again, it's not you, it's a behavioral tendency. And what this is saying is navigate. It's navigate. Navigate is imagining something is already done and then looking back. Well, I'll just do it. You close your eyes and you think, this thing I'm doing with my friend, which you already know what it is okay, we've already finished it. Fantastic. And we look back and say, okay, now when I was doing this, what made it fun? What made it easy? How did I specifically get over this need to make it perfectly perfect? And I'm going to clarify here. Faith. Not surprising. Faith comes up the navigate card quite often because you're asking yourself, you already know the answer. You're asking yourself, what's the best thing for me to do? And putting faith in yourself can be scary and daunting and kind of nerve-wracking if you're not used to it. It's like everything else in life. It's like building a muscle. And so complete faith in yourself is a little exaggerated, but it's a perfectionist thing. Just ask you that has already finished it, what did you do to overcome the perfectionist tendency, and how did you make it easy, fun, and have fun? Okay. And last, colleagues. So this is work colleagues, people you do volunteer activities with, community service, pretty much anyone outside of romantic partner, friends, and family. I'm getting is the restless. Oh, this is amazing. This restless has showed up in every single reading for the week of August 16th to 22nd. I'll piggyback on those two. The first one was for, in this next week, you're going to decide actively and proactively, same word, create your own life by deciding how you're going to receive money from now on. The opportunity is gonna pop up next week. And it was also in the family reading for the human race. By deciding how to do this, you're serving the whole human race. It's a big thing, not a big thing, it's one of those things that just shows who you really are. And it's an amazing learning opportunity. So this restless is affecting, your career, the human race, and your work colleagues. So you're going to be busy, probably. You're going to be busy, being busy. Like doing nothing and not really communicating with people or connecting, just doing menial tasks and wasting time on like a smartphone or a computer or some electronic device. This is how you explore. Why? Why is that? Why am I avoiding this? What's so scary about it? I mean, who can I talk to about it? So it's basically asking yourself, getting super curious. Why is it like this? I mean, literally look at it like, oh my God, this is a fun game. Why is it like this? Who can I bring into this game as my second player? If I'm Mario, who's Luigi? For those who know about Mario Brothers. So let's clarify here. Oh, the money card came up. So no big surprise there. So yeah, looks like work colleagues are slightly affected by this. It's mostly about how you're receiving money over this, deciding how to receive money this next week. Okay, so just to recap, you have a romantic partner, there's something you want to communicate with them. And you're already thinking, I want to say this, but what could go wrong? And it's saying, imagine a time in the past when you actually communicated what you wanted to say and how it was okay. And that's you living your purpose. Living your purpose is amazing because when you live your purpose, you're able to easily understand why and play a game of why you're so restless and doing things you don't want to do when you decide how to bring some money in. And with your friends, there's something you want to do for them, and you stickler from them. Gotta be perfect, gotta be perfect. Ask yourself, okay, I've already finished this. What did I do to overcome the perfectionist? When did I do it by? How did I keep myself accountable? Things of that stuff. And that is building faith in yourself, or self-confidence, or self-esteem, whatever word resonates with you. Okay, so that's the relationship reading. And I always have two books to recommend. This is Tony Robbins' Destiny Workbook. Great information. It's got great questions. Just, it's a good summary of a lot of stuff. It's really cool. And then over here is Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth, more of a spiritual book, which ties in with this mental fitness framework very well. Okay, this is Tom, and see you in the next video.